If this video ever goes down, it means Nickelodeon found me. I need you to understand that what I'm about to tell you isn't a rumor or some urban legend people pass around for clicks. It's real. And if you've ever loved SpongeBob, even just a little, you're not going to look at him the same way again. You remember SpongeBob as bright colors, dumb jokes, that goofy laugh. I did too. That's why what I saw felt like a violation, like something had been rotting under the surface the entire time. There's an episode Nickelodeon doesn't want anyone to know about. Not unaired, not unfinished. Buried, scrubbed from existence because it was never meant to be seen. I saw it. I wish I hadn't. And if you keep listening, you will too. Let me start at the beginning, before I found the tape. I've always had this weird soft spot for SpongeBob. Don't laugh, it's not just for kids. Something about that dumb sponge screaming about Krabby Patties at the top of his lungs was pure comfort food for my brain. When life got too heavy, I'd throw on an old episode and let the absurdity drown everything out. That nostalgia is probably why I ended up lurking in lost media forums. At first, it was harmless. People trading half-remembered commercials, unaired pilots, weird bumpers from the early 2000s. Honestly, it felt like digital treasure hunting. A community of night owls piecing together childhood scraps with the seriousness of FBI agents. I used to scroll through those threads at 2 a.m., eating stale chips, laughing at how obsessed we all were. But every fandom has its darker corners. I'd see whispers, threads locked by moderators, mentions of footage too disturbing to host. Most were trolls, obvious creepypastas. Still, some posts had this residue. The kind of thing that stuck with you even after you closed the tab. That's when I stumbled on a post that didn't belong.
It started with a thread that shouldn't have existed. The title was bare bones, just SB 129B, Final Cut. No context, no flair, no joking comments underneath. By the time I clicked, most of it was already deleted, replaced with the bland gray text of moderation notes. But one reply remained, buried deep. A mega link with a cryptic caption, for those who still remember. I hovered over it for a long time. The username attached, user404_erased, had no history. No comments, no karma, nothing. It was as if the account had been made just to drop that link. Before I could decide, another user messaged me privately, "Don't play it. They'll know." No profile picture, no activity, and the message vanished seconds later, like it had never been sent. That should have been my red flag. Instead, my curiosity only sharpened. The link led to a dead folder, but tucked inside was a single corrupted archive with names like Nick_real_final and erase_me. Some files were blurred thumbnails, stills of SpongeBob's pineapple, but wrong. Darker. Off. Of course, I downloaded it anyway. At first, it almost fooled me. The screen lit up with the classic blue ocean and the bubbly ukulele. For a second, I thought maybe this was just another fan edit. But then the song started to drag. Notes stretched too long, like someone was pulling the tape with their fingers. The colors bled. SpongeBob's yellow skin looked jaundiced, the ocean a murky green. The characters appeared one by one, but their faces weren't quite right. Patrick's eyes were too wide, unblinking. Squidward's mouth hung open, fixed in a grimace. Even SpongeBob's smile twitched, jittering frame to frame as if it couldn't hold together. It was everything I remembered, but twisted, rotten beneath the surface. I leaned closer, half expecting the tape to glitch back into normalcy. It never did. Then the title card flashed on screen. No bubbles, no cheery font, just stark white text on black. The last laugh. That's when the episode began, and I knew this wasn't for kids. The animation looked wrong. Not just rough, but unfinished, like sketches someone had abandoned in a fit of rage. SpongeBob wasn't bouncing around like he always did. He was sitting alone in the middle of his living room, the walls cracked and peeling, clutching his knees. He wasn't laughing. He wasn't talking. He was just crying. Silent, heavy sobs, his sponge-like body shuddering with each breath. At first, I thought maybe the audio was missing. But then I heard it. Low, distorted whispers buried beneath the static. Not words I could make out. More like someone mumbling into a microphone a few rooms away. Every time I leaned closer, the whispers seemed to stop. The camera cut to Patrick standing outside the window. His face twitched frame by frame, eyes rolling in different directions, mouth stretching wider than it should. He didn't blink. He didn't move. He just stared. Bikini Bottom was empty. No Sandy, no Mr. Krabs, not even background fish. Just abandoned streets, buildings with windows blacked out. The shots lingered on shadows, doorways, empty corners, as if something was waiting there. I won't describe everything, but what I saw still haunts me. There were symbols scratched into the sand, scenes that seemed spliced in from somewhere else, too real to be animation. And then, the episode turned violent. The screen cut without warning to Squidward, slumped over in his chair, clarinet on the floor. At first, it looked like he was just sleeping, but then the camera zoomed closer, closer than any SpongeBob episode ever should. His arms were torn, jagged edges where tentacles should have been, and the texture wasn't animation anymore. It looked photographic, real. The scene glitched, static filling the screen in sharp bursts. Every time it cleared, Squidward was worse. Eyes bleeding, mouth slack, skin gray. Then, another jump cut. SpongeBob, center frame, staring straight at the audience. Not the goofy grin we all know. His eyes were wide, unblinking, his mouth trembling. And then he spoke, not in Tom Kenny's cheerful voice, but in a rasp, like someone speaking from inside a throat full of water. "Why are you watching?" The whispers in the background grew louder, overlapping, until I swore they were saying my name. The frame shook as SpongeBob leaned closer to the screen, pupils dilating until they filled the glass. That's when I realized it wasn't just a cartoon anymore. The cartoon flickered, breaking apart like peeling wallpaper, until suddenly it wasn't Bikini Bottom on my screen anymore. It was an office, fluorescent lights buzzing, rows of cubicles, Nickelodeon logos on the walls. The footage was grainy, handheld, like someone had filmed it in secret. I caught glimpses of animators staring dead-eyed at their monitors, drawing the same frame over and over, SpongeBob's face twisting into something monstrous. Then the scene snapped to black. I thought it crashed, but when I checked the file properties, my stomach dropped. The date created wasn't years ago, it was next week. The author field didn't say a username. It said, property of Viacom. And here's the part that unsettled me most. When I minimized the player, the file was already copied into my downloads folder under a new name, as if it wanted to stay. If you think I'm making this up, check your own cache. Look for hidden files you never downloaded. Some people say there were other lost episodes, ones no one's dared to describe. The ones who tried don't post anymore. I should have deleted it. Instead, I pressed play again. After that night, nothing felt normal again. I started hearing SpongeBob's laugh, but not the goofy one we all know. This was deeper, distorted, like it was being played underwater in my dreams. My TV turned itself on at 3 a.m., always flashing static before cutting to a single yellow silhouette on the screen. I checked my inbox and found emails from Nickelodeon-legal@viacom.com, demanding I remove all mention of the file. The strange part? I never posted about it. I sent the episode to 2 friends from the Lost Media Forum. Both accounts went dark within hours, profiles wiped, posts deleted. One texted me just once, "He knows you showed me." Now even my own home feels hostile. The glow of the monitor doesn't comfort me, it watches me. And that brings me here, writing this before something finds me. If you've seen that episode, tell me. Please, leave a comment, send a message, anything. I need to know I'm not alone. Some claim re-uploads are still out there, tucked inside obscure archives or buried in forgotten drives. Maybe you'll stumble across it the way I did. Maybe you already have, and just don't realize it yet. But listen carefully. If you find a SpongeBob episode you can't explain, don't press play. Because once you do, SpongeBob clicks back.